Untamed TV fans, it is Craig Bielik, your host of this show today, and I'm joined by a good friend. I get to do a lot of these, and every once in a while I have a friend that comes in, and this is Kyle Conger. A lot of you already know him. In fact, probably 100,000 of you know him, and we'll explain why. Kyle has Kyle's Service Center here in Ogden. Did I say that right? Kyle's Service Center?
One word, yeah.
I was going to say, I've been your client for many years. Tell people where it's at, though.
29th and Jefferson, or 601 29th Street is
right.
the actual address. And the shop's been there since, 1946, and I'm not quite that old. But the doors have never closed. It's always been the same repair shop.
Right, and you and I were talking, and how many cars do you think you've repaired?
We were adding up. It's pretty close to 100,000.
100,000, oh my God.
Not me personally, but
yeah, I
got 40 years of that, so that's quite a few.
So how did you get started in it? Was it called Kyle's and you were walking by one day and you were like, I'd be the perfect guy for that shop?
No, it was called Gray and Hextrom Service Center. There was two older gentlemen, and they worked for many years, and then Gray retired, fell Gray, and Harvey Hextrom needed a guy, and a parts guy told me about them, and then I went down there and worked with him about a year. Mm-hmm. And he wanted to get out because he said there was getting to be too many computers and stuff in cars. Right. And this was 77.
Right.
So you think about where we're at now, and I was thinking, wow, maybe I don't want to do this kind of work either.
Yeah.
And then here we are, 2018, and you kind of go with the flow.
Back then, back then, cars were much more simple. They were hoses and wheels and belts and springs and that kind of stuff. And now, my gosh, they're computer chips, and some of them have elves in the back seat that adjust that push the seats forward. No, that doesn't happen, right?
Well, I tell you, I grumble that I'm on the computer and doing computer stuff more than half than fixing cars like the old days do.
Yeah.
Fix the cars, wash your hands.
Yeah.
And
you've seen a lot of change, and that's one of the reasons we had you come on the show today, because this year there's a big change in vehicles in Utah, and I wanted to talk about it. And you know what I'm talking about.
Right, the safety inspection.
Safety inspection. So there's probably a dozen or more of you out there watching right now that don't know that Utah, as of 2018, January 1st, 2018, was that the day?
Yes. No
longer requires your car to have a safety inspection. Some people think that's a good thing. Some people don't think that's such a good thing. But and this is a great opportunity for you to give your opinion on that, Kyle. What do you think? I mean, is that a good thing or bad thing?
I spoke last year when they were talking about it, I think it's a bad thing. It's not the $15 that we make for doing the safety inspection, but the thought of cars not being on the road, not being safe. I mean, what's better than having your windshield wipers and the washers working when you get splattered by a plow truck,
right? And
you can't see where you're going? Well, those things go out quite often, but if you're not having to check with a safety inspection, you go to use it, it's not going to be working.
I know. I worry about those things.
And that's a little thing.
I didn't even think about windshield wipers. Now I'm really scared.
Yeah.
I was thinking about like brakes and...
Then you go to brakes
right.
and steering is a big thing, bald tires. Those are just some of the things. And then lights not working. And I understand that the police are pulling over more is what I hear. I don't know that for a fact, but I mean, our policemen do a great job, and they have better things to do than inspect cars,
Right.
So, and they're not going to check your brakes or anything,
right?
Except when you cause a wreck, and then somebody's going to look into it. So,
well, I guess I'm going to put you on the spot right now. I'm going to ask you kind of a strange question. It's not a strange question. It's relevant to this. In all of your years of inspecting vehicles, let's say 100 vehicles come to your shop. Okay, How many of those would fail inspection?
Wow, they are putting me on the spot.
Some.
Oh, I would say you could almost find something on about 80% of the cars, probably.
Right.
Really.
Right.
If you went right down the list of everything.
I think the point I'm getting to is, in your opinion, do you think people are going to be driving dangerous cars?
Some are. I mentioned before we started that a lot of people are concerned about that and want us to look at them even when they come in for just the emissions, and we're more willing to do that. And we plan to do that without charging the 15, because it really wasn't the 15. It's great if we get work out of if we get a brake job or something by taking a little extra time and making sure our customers are safe. So to me, it's important. And yes, I'm in business to make money and do repairs if they need it. But So we will always check things. And
it would be worth it to me. Speaking personally, I would be happy to pay you the $15 to look it over, because I know you look at me and you go, he's a mechanic. He's an obvious mechanic. You can tell that guy's a grease monkey. But the truth is, I shouldn't say grease monkey. That is like the worst thing I have done on this show.
I'll let it go this time.
Will you?
Yeah.
Because you can beam me with a wrench or something, because I deserve it. But no, the point I was making is I don't spend a lot of time looking at my car, and there's a lot of things that could be wrong with my car that I wouldn't even know. Yeah. And so one of the things that I've appreciated about safety inspection is them letting me know. I mean, yeah, sometimes it's like, oh no, I got to replace that windshield, but it's for your own good.
Yeah, exactly.
And everybody else is good.
Yeah, it's all a good thing. And I was saying, I like the fact, I look at a car, do I want it coming down in front of my house with my grandkids out on the sidewalk riding their bike, trike, or whatever,
right,
and not have ball tires and steering that they can't control on the hill. And
right.
So.
And one other point I think we should make is, a lot of you heard me say that your car no longer has a Utah State safety inspection. Emissions is still required, correct?
Right. Yeah. Right. The first 8 years when it's brand new, they go every other year. So it's a little confusing for the newer cars whether they need one or not. But it says right on your new registration form.
Right.
So.
Right. And I think a lot of people who have cars out there, especially the newer ones, people think, well, I'll just take it to the dealer and let the dealer cover it. And there's probably nothing wrong with that. But the thing is a lot of folks don't know about you, and they don't know where you are. And this is your opportunity right here to give them a pitch as to why they should bring it to you.
Well, I think because we have I have the greatest team down my shop. I have my son and my nephew, and honest, and will do the repairs you need and let you know what you need and what you don't need. And if there's ever a problem, the beauty of my shop is you can come and talk to the person that's doing the repair.
Right.
And if you've got a problem with it, you can talk to him again.
Right.
Where you don't have that personal touch at a bigger place, and understandably so. But what I found through the years, and this is my 40th year, is a lot of people buy a new car and they got the warranty, and so they don't need to come. And then after 3 years, he's probably retired and gone. But we're not. We're still there on the corner and still doing the great work we've always done, and we plan to continue that. I don't see retirement anywhere for me because of my grandkids and things that need to be bought for them, and
you like
spoil them,
doing what you're doing too.
Yeah,
right.
So
and like I said, I think at the start of the show, I have personal experience with this guy. You have repaired my cars for probably 20 years, I think.
Yeah, something
like that. In fact, you repaired one for so long. The last time I took it in, you said, "Craig, you really have got to get rid of this car." And bear in mind that this is a guy that collects classic cars too, right?
Yeah, and that's one thing about our shop. It's like a museum down there anyway. I mean, I'm old and I'm part of the museum, but we have some older cars there. But we have all the new technology and the stuff that we need to fix new cars. And if we can't fix it, I can find somebody that can. If it's a transmission, we don't do a lot of transmissions, and there's always going to be something that's going to be. It's hard to do it all. We have to fix every brand of car. Where dealers, they fix their brand, and
right.
So it's a little tougher.
Right.
And
so is your car? Does it need the emissions? Does it need the inspection, even though it's not required? Is it making a funny noise? Is it going when you turn the corner or something like that? Kyle can help you right here at his shop. Look at his shop. We're in his shop.
I love it. It's
right now, thanks to the
very old school
magic of television trickery.
Yeah, I love it. I've always heard about a green room, but it's not green behind me. So.
This is great. Kyle, thank you for coming in.
Thank you. I appreciate the time. I really do. And by all means, have your car checked. If it's not where we're at, you've got a favorite guy, that's great. There's a lot of good guys out there that do good work, and so
get it checked out. Get it checked
out. Be safe for sure.
Stop it from making that
and who knows?
Noise.
I wonder. I've never heard, but maybe the safety will come back. But who knows? Well, we'll check it out for you. So.
We'll know. Kyle is there for you right there in Ogden on the corner of
29th and Jefferson.
Been there since?
Myself, 78, and the shop's been there since 1946.
There you go. There you go.
I worked with great old guys that left, and Now I'm the old guy, but still going strong.
Great old guys. And there's nothing wrong with great old guys. I appreciate it.
I guess not.
And you guys have just finished another episode of Untamed TV with my guest Kyle Conger today from Kyle's Service Center. Check him out. You need him. You know you need him. And this guy does a great job, and I promise you that. Thanks for joining us on Untamed TV.
Thank you.